But this is Sirach 1 in verse 3. One man beareth hatred against another, and does he seek pardon from the Lord? Right? So if a man bears hate for another man, right? Or a person bears hate for another person, like, does he really got the balls to go to the Lord and ask him for forgiveness? Right? It says, he showed no mercy to a man which is like himself. And does he ask forgiveness of his own sins? Right? You're not showing mercy to a guy who's a regular person just like you. But you go to God for something that you've done, right? And you want forgiveness. How dare you? How dare you? That just don't add up. You're going to look at this man and say, yeah, he's in the flesh. He can commit sin, right? But I'm going to hold a grudge against this person. And then you turn around and you want to beg the Lord for forgiveness, right? You want the Lord to give you second chances because you're not because you're in the flesh, right? He's gonna look at you like, what? Like with the Westbrook meme, he gonna just look at you like, I'm out. Like, you want forgiveness for something bad that you've done, and you saying you did this bad because you're weak in the flesh. But a man who's also weak in the flesh, just like you don't want to forgive him? What? That don't even make sense, right? How dare you? How dare you? That's why you just gotta let stuff go, right? Because when you hold grudges, you only set yourself up for the Lord to come against you now, right? You set yourself for the Lord to come against you. Nobody don't want that smoke, right? Nobody wants that type of smoke. It says, if he that is but flesh nerve hatred, who will entreat for pardon of his sins, right? So you're not going to get pardon for your sins if you yourself don't have mercy, right? It's not going to happen. You can't just ask the Lord for something that you're not willing to give or not giving out, right? I can't ask the Lord for forgiveness if I'm over here and I'm hating people, I'm not forgiving people, right? I'm taking vengeance, right? You gotta think about it. You gotta think about it. Anything that you ask for, you gotta be giving back, right? You gotta be willing to give. It's like insurance, right? It's like insurance. People want. It's like insurance. You pay it, and then when you need it, you call them up, right? But if you're not paying it, you can't call them up. It's just pretty much that simple. It says, remember thy end and let enmity cease. Remember corruption and abide in the commandments, right? So it says abide in the commandments, right? It says, remember the commandments and bear no malice to thy neighbor. Remember the covenant of the highest and wink at ignorance. So that's the commandment that's being referred to here, right? Not bearing malice or hatred or ill will to thy neighbor, and wink at ignorance. And what is ignorance? Ignorance is when you lack knowledge, right? And that ignorance could be momentary. That ignorance could be that ignorance could be momentary. It could be whatever, right? When you fall short of the Lord, right? You got to be willing to let that go, because in the reverse, when you fall short, like when a man falls short and he does something wrong to you or somebody else, you got to be willing to let that go. Just like when you fall short to the Lord, you got to be willing. You want Him to let that go with you, right? Again, you can't go to the Lord and ask Him for forgiveness when you're not forgiven. You can't ask Him for mercy when you're not showing mercy. And this forgiveness and this mercy does not just extend to people in your gang, right? It ain't just gang that's going to get the forgiveness and the love and the mercy. It's got to be for everybody, right? It's got to be for everybody. That's what the Lord said. Watch this. Matthew 5:43. Ye have heard that it have been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thine enemy. But I say unto you, love your enemies and bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which spitefully use you and persecute you, that ye may be the children of your Father which is in heaven. For he maketh his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and he sendeth rain on the just and on the unjust. Right? For if you love them which love you, what reward have you? Do not even the publicans the same? And if you salute your brethren only, what do you more than others? Do not even the publicans so? Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father in heaven, which is perfect. Right? So it says, it's telling us that what we gotta do better than what other people are doing. We gotta go above and beyond what regular people are doing. Right? It is not special to do something good for people who are doing good to you. That's not special, right? That's how, again, I go back to this a lot. When you look at the story, well, not the story, but when you look at the situation that happened with Chris Rock, when Will Smith smacked him, the thing that made it so crazy was that, yes, he did it on TV, and for the reason he did it, that was crazy. But another crazy part about it was Chris Rock didn't retaliate, right? That was like one of the biggest parts about it. Chris Rock didn't retaliate, right? He didn't retaliate. And it's funny because that was mercy on Chris Rock's part, right? Now people can say, oh well, he was in a moment, Chris Rock. He was in a moment, he was scared, yada, yada, yada. That's why he didn't do nothing back. Well, after the show, the cops approached him and asked, you want to press charges? And he said no, right? So, not only did he not physically retaliate, he didn't even decide to bring, like, the law into it either. He let it completely slide. And the Lord is going to pay him back for that in a good way, right? He's going to get a payback from that from the Lord. That's a fact, okay? Because when you do good, especially in that manner, you're going to get it back, right? The Lord's going to make sure you get it back. This is 1 Timothy 4.
What?
1 Timothy 4:8, and it says, for bodily exercise profiteth little, but godliness is profitable unto all things, having promise a life that now is, and of what is to come. So bodily exercise, that does have profit in it, right? But godliness, that's profitable unto all things, because exercise is not going to get you out of a math test. Exercise is not going to get you out of no test, no physical, no mental test, right? But if a dog chases you and your athletics is up, you can get away, right? If something falls on you heavy and you're athletic enough, you can get it off you, right? So there's profit in exercise. There's profit in it, yes. But godliness is profitable unto all things in all situations, right? All across the board. Exercise does not profit you all across the board, but there is profit in it, right? There's profit in it. But it says godliness is profitable unto all things.